1 million faces, the dangers of e-tickets, camera vulnerabilities, and more. Hi, I'm Sasha, and welcome to another edition of Security Weekly. Let me share with you the latest headlines from around the world. An absolutely massive cache of unsecured biometric credentials as well as personal information has been discovered by security researchers. The information exposed includes the fingerprint data of over 1 million people as well as facial recognition information, unencrypted usernames, and passwords. The data discovered on a database which could be accessed publicly. However, it's not certain at this point whether any malicious actors accessed the data while it was available, though it is highly likely some of it was. The data comes mostly from users of Suprema's Biostar 2 security platform, which is a security system many organizations use to secure commercial buildings. Facilities and venues across the US, UK, Japan, and India all utilize Biostar 2 and are potentially affected. The threat now posed is that hackers could modify or create user credentials which will give them access to any building secured by Biostar 2. Other dangers which are now a possibility are increased identity fraud, a breach of other security systems which potentially affect over 80 countries, as well as banks, governments, and the UK's Metropolitan Police Force. Already in hot water after suffering a flight schedule chaos last week due to an IT failure, it seems there's more bad news for British Airways. Researchers have found a vulnerability with the airline's e-ticketing system, which could potentially jeopardize a lot of sensitive data about its passengers. British Airways' e-ticketing system is unencrypted and is easily accessible to malicious third parties who can view and change passenger flight booking details and personal info. It is, however, not the only airline with this flaw, as a report by security research firm Wondera stated that as many as 10 airlines, including Air France, are investigating similar vulnerabilities. Though this comes at a very bad time for BA, as it's still recovering from a data breach which resulted in a $185 million GDPR fine earlier this year. It is a worrying trend. Ransomware is now a serious threat as high-profile attacks have locked out innocent people from hospitals, city governments, and personal computers. So, just this week, security researchers at Check Point have discovered how a malicious actor could install malware on a DSLR camera. The research team found a way to use the standardized picture transfer protocol to implant malware, as it's unauthenticated and can be accessed by Wi-Fi and USB. Once infected, an attacker could set it up at a tourist destination to spread the ransomware and infect users. Cameras are a very tempting target, as many of us treasure our photos, and a hacker could exploit that weakness. Canon, a major manufacturer of cameras, has been alerted and has begun working on a security patch with Check Point. The company has, however, issued a security advisory to suggest customers not to use unsecured Wi-Fi networks. The report goes on to state that other vendors may have similar vulnerabilities. So, a word of caution, when taking those holiday snapshots, better take that Polaroid camera instead. A cyberattack has compromised the UK's largest forensic services provider. Eurofins Scientific fell victim to what it calls a highly sophisticated ransomware virus, which resulted in a backlog of 20,000 samples and the British police suspending their work with the organization entirely. The National Police Chiefs Council has warned of long delays and problems with police investigations and court cases, disrupting a vital element of civil society. The NPCC has stated it may take over 2 months to clear the backlog. The company deals with more than 70,000 cases in the UK per year and carries out DNA tests, firearms testing, and computer forensics for police services around the UK. It's a vital part of the criminal justice system and just goes to show how another critical part of our lives is vulnerable to cyber attacks. As cybersecurity continues to shape policy, in the latest sign of its global and geopolitical importance, the NSA has announced its intention to create a cybersecurity arm to defend the US against foreign adversaries. This is not surprising, as there have been many high-profile attacks recently. We've also seen an increase in election interference by foreign powers. This all has therefore resulted in more focus by the US government to move more into an offensive role and to take a more aggressive position against China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. In the past month, the NSA announced a surprise move to secure power grids in the US, which sparked numerous attempts by foreign actors to launch cyber attacks on critical national infrastructure. It is very likely that the new arrangement will be a cross-agency initiative built on the success of the UK's GCHQ. And that's a wrap, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you like our show, please do leave a comment and share it with your friends and colleagues. See you next time, and until then, stay safe everyone.